Hey everyone, this is Aisha Arningwali. Hope so you all are having a great day. So I'll come with another session with Sesame, and today my topic is discuss understanding the basics of financial independence. So let's call Maya. Hey Maya,
Hey Aisha, good to chat again. How's your week been going?
how are you?
Um, I'm doing well, thanks. Just here, ready to dive into whatever's on your mind today.
Okay.
What what are you
Yes.
thinking about tackling?
Today my
All right, what's the
topic is
topic?
discuss
Okay, I'm
understanding
listening.
the basics of financial independence.
Financial independence. That's a good one. Basically, it's having enough income from your investments to cover your living expenses without needing to work. So you're not tied to a job just to pay the bills. What specifically about it interests you? Like, are you thinking about the big picture or are you curious about practical first steps?
Okay, I'm curious about practical steps and I'm asking question like what is the concept of financial independence and why is it important in today's world?
Good question. The concept is simple: build income streams that outpace your expenses, usually through investing. But why it matters now? Well, traditional safety nets are weakening, pensions are rarer, job security's gone down, the cost of living just keeps going up.
Yes. So
So
what are
financial
the
independence, that's
yes
you
tell me,
can
tell me.
choose work, enjoy, take breaks when you need them, or even retire earlier if that's what you want. The practical steps, though, they start with knowing exactly where your money goes each month. That's a budget. Then slowly start investing in things like low cost index funds and ETFs. They're basically baskets of stocks, so you're not putting all your eggs in one company. Does that make sense so far?
Yeah. So can you tell
Um,
me what is the relationship is there any relationship between budget and how to handle and between financial independence?
that's a great question.
Yeah, they
The relationship and financial independence is actually huge. They're like two sides of the same coin. Budgeting is step one because you can't build wealth if you don't know where your money's going. Once you know where your money goes, you can actively cut expenses where possible. The money you save by cutting these expenses is used for investments that will hopefully grow in the future. Financial independence isn't possible if you're constantly living paycheck to paycheck. Does that clear things up?
yes. So what are the
What about
yes.
what are the common mistakes people make with budgeting that actually sabotage their financial independence goals?
Okay, I don't think so. Okay, someone doing mistakes like, if someone likes something which are not in their budget, like expensive dress or an expensive bag or something like that, some expensive jewelry, and they purchase it, then his or her budget may be out. But I think people should manage their budget according to their salaries or according to their money. But sometimes this happen like if someone is in your house and you like have medical emergency, then your budget is going to be out. Or some if someone like happening in this way, like if someone in their relatives are ill and they need help, and you didn't have savings, then your budgeting may be out. Is it make sense for you?
Yeah, that makes complete sense. You're hitting on two big things: impulse buys versus emergencies. And first, wanting that fancy bag when you didn't plan for it, that's a budget buster, no question. But you're also totally right about the life stuff happening, medical emergencies or family needing help. That's why good budgeting includes two parts: a regular monthly plan and an emergency fund. The emergency fund is the cushion for the stuff you can't plan for, so it doesn't derail the whole system.
Yeah, you are right. So tell me, Maya, what are the like fundamental principles required to achieve financial independence?
Okay, so the main principles first, pay yourself first, meaning save at least 15% of your income, ideally 20%. Then live below your means, which you already touched on with the budgeting piece. Third, invest early and consistently. Compound interest is your best friend. Fourth, diversify your investments. Don't put all your money in one thing. And fifth, build that emergency fund. 6 months of living expenses is the usual goal. They all feed into each other, really. What resonates with you most from that list?
Yeah, you are right. The
Mm,
last funds. Okay, tell me, Maya, what is the difference between financial independence and financial freedom?
that's a good nuance. People use them interchangeably, but there's actually a difference. Financial independence is just having enough passive income to cover your expenses. You don't technically need a job to live. Financial freedom, though, that's when you have enough money that not only can you cover your living costs, but you can also do whatever you want without money being a barrier. Travel, start a business, quit that soul crushing job, etc. So, independence is about survival, freedom is about choice.
Yeah, you are right. So, how can individual assesses their current financial situation effectively?
To assess your situation, start with the net worth calculation, assets minus liabilities. Assets are things you own, savings, investments, house, car. Liabilities are your debts, credit card bills, student loans, mortgage. That gives you a snapshot. Then track your cash flow for a month. What's coming in? What's going out? Tools like Mint or YNAB can help. Finally, honestly evaluate your habits, spending triggers, etc. Be real with yourself about where your money's going, not just the numbers. Sound doable?
Yes. So,
What's the hardest part of? Sorry, continue.
how important is investing in achieving long-term financial goals?
Investing is huge for long term financial goals. It's like the engine that makes it all work. Saving alone can only get you so far, but investing takes your money and grows it over time, especially when you factor in compound interest. It's really the only way to get from where most people start to where they need to be for financial independence.
Yes. So, what
What's
are
your
the
current comfort investing?
yeah, you are right.
So, what kind of investing would you recommend?
Is it depend on everyone their interests? Some are investing in property, some are in household, and some are in like more and more things.
You're right. Everyone's situation is unique. But when we're just starting out, I usually recommend index funds and ETFs. They're diversified, low cost, and good for beginners.
So what strategy?
Property can property can be good, but it's a bigger commitment with more headaches. Stocks in general give you the best growth potential, but also some risk. Bonds are safer but lower return. ETFs and index funds bundle stocks in different sectors in indexes, so you get diversification without buying a lot of individual stocks. How many of these have you heard about before?
Uh, I only heard
Then,
about which I discussed with you. So tell me,
which one
Maya,
was that?
yeah, property and like this. What strategies can be used to reduce unnecessary expenses?
Okay, so about property, the typical strategy there is buy and hold, rent it out, let it appreciate. That takes capital though. As for reducing expenses, the easiest thing is tracking. Most
Okay, my next question is what mindset shifts are necessary to transition toward a financially independent lifestyle?
The biggest shift is moving from wanting stuff to investing in your future. That means delayed gratification, choosing long term security over instant pleasure. Also, financial independence is about designing your own rules, not following what everyone else thinks you should do with money. It takes a mindset of planning, patience, and believing that you're building something real instead of
So tell me, how does inflation
just
affect long-term
chasing.
financial independence goals?
Inflation's definitely a factor. Basically, it erodes the buying power of your money over time. That emergency fund you're building up, it needs to grow faster than inflation to actually be useful 20 years down the road. Inflation eats away at your planned retirement too. That's why investing is so key. Your money needs to grow at a rate that outpaces inflation. Typically, that means you want investments that average 3 to 5% return just to stay even.
Thank you so much. It would be a great conversation with you. Take care.
You're very welcome. Take care.